Hello guys and welcome to my live stream of an unboxing of Limit Break. I didn't think these were available anymore, but I was lucky enough to acquire one yesterday. And this is Cloud. Yeah, he's a commander and he's also one of the main characters in Final Fantasy VII. He holds this sword right here, kind of like the same sword that Guts has in Berserk, but no matter. And yeah, he's a handsome dude. And it's mountain, forest, and plains in this deck. And it cost me 1,000 kroner. Yeah, and here he is swinging his big sword with a flamey background. Yeah. And he reads, when Cloud enters, attach up to one target equipment you control to it. So I have to have one equipment on the battlefield right there. Yeah. And then it says whenever Cloud attacks, draw a card for each equipped attacking creature. So it's not creatures on Cloud, as long as he has one equipment, that's fine, but it's all my other creatures as well. So draw for each equipped attacking creature you control, and then if Cloud has power 7 or greater, create 2 treasure tokens. So that's cool. I've never really played with treasure tokens before, so that's why I found this deck quite interesting. I haven't really looked at this deck before now, so yeah. And Cloud has haste as well, so that's cool, because then when he arrives on the battlefield, I can just attack with him right away. Yes, it's a card game. It's Magic the Gathering, man, and it's pretty fun. Pretty cool. So yeah. Okay, and today's stream is sponsored by Urge. Check it out. Yeah, I got the big bottle today. It's 1.5 liters, and I got my glass and my knife to open this pre-cup. And I'm not at home now. We're renting a Airbnb, so it's pretty cool, man. You should definitely play it. It's Magic the Gathering. So yeah, here it is. So I got this table and it's glass. So I'm not using my usual setup at home, but I'm hoping that it will work just fine nonetheless. So there we go. So now we're gonna open this box. And the box just basically looks like this, and it contains a collector booster sample pack. I missed those. I hope they bring them back. And 2 legendary traditional foils. So Cloud does have a backup commander as well. So we'll look at him or her as well. Yeah. Let's Mose, it says. Get into gear with Cloud and fight for the planet's future. Battle your friends with Final Fantasy iconic heroes, villains, and spells in Commander, Magic's most popular multiplayer format. Build out your party of companions and equip them with formidable weapons. Reach a power of 7 or higher on your creatures to break past your limit. Yeah. So, but it's going to be nice to see if they actually have some other commanders in there. I'm hoping for Seperitas, I think it's called. So yeah, and I can use him as a commander instead, but we'll see. I have no idea, man. So yeah. So that's my sugar for today. Really good. Gotta have your sugar each day. It's important for your soul. So now we're gonna open this thing then. This does not contain any zippity doodah, so I guess I need to just rip it open. Yeah, I think so. So, yeah. So we'll just open it here, I guess. Yeah, let's do that. But open it from the sides. And it's gonna be better to just open it instead of opening it in front of the camera, so that will take quite a lot of time. Let's It's weird that they don't have any other way to open it. And after I open it, it says limit break yet, and those who fight further, it says. So that's cool. I did also think that this is cool because I don't have like a artifact type sort of deck as using weapons and stuff. So I think that was pretty cool as well. And we also got some, this I'm gonna open last, as I usually do in these streams. And we got this box containing, well, it's cardboard, but it folds into a box which you can put your cards in. There we go, like that. Yeah, pretty cool, pretty flimsy, but I don't have a box with me, so I'm gonna have to wait till I get home before I put these cards in a box. And sleeves, I don't got sleeves here either, so I'm gonna have to ride in this box for now till I get back to fine. There was some additional stuff here, huh? There was some cardboard and stuff I can take out, which is cool. I have no idea why I have these cardboard. But I will actually find out when I open the cards, I guess. So there were 3 that were included. So we're gonna find out why I have these. I don't know. But it was pretty cool though. Yeah. Okay, so now we're gonna open the main box, as it were. Oh yeah, and there's something else in here as well. On the back here, there are some cardboard counters, which is cool. I'm gonna check those out as well. In case I don't forget, I don't want to throw away a box and lost the opportunity to get those. Yeah, so that's my total loot from the box. So here's hoping that this will work. If I divide these by 2, maybe it will. Okay, here we go. So I'm hoping you can see that. There's some glare from the sun there, so I'm going to try to adjust it. So there you have the commander. I've already spoken about him, so I don't have to repeat myself here, but he looks pretty good. It's a 4/4 and he has haste and he attacks. And when he attacks, I can attach up to 1 target equipment to him right away without paying the equipment mana cost for equipment and equipping. That's good. And when clown attacks, draw for each attacking creature you control. Then if Cloud has 7 or greater power, then create 2 creature tokens. I can see that this setup here is a bit weak to sun glare, especially the foils, I think, because this is the backup commander. There we go, the martial artist, it says. And she's got melee, which is whenever this creature attacks, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each opponent you attacked this combat. But it's just until end of turn now, so there's no point in putting counters on it then, I guess. Whenever one or more creatures you control power 7 or greater deal combat damage to player and tap all creatures you control. If it's the first combat phase of your turn, there's an additional combat phase after this phase. So that is also quite cool. We're gonna see which commander we play it with, but most likely I'm gonna play with Cloud since, well, Cloud is Cloud. So yeah. The next card is Plains. And I have some sun glare here as well, so I'm just gonna have to counteract that, I guess. There's nothing I can do about it, unfortunately. And we got another Plains there. Yeah. We got Plains again. The Plains looks pretty cool. And we got a Forest. Another Forest, which is pretty nice. Forest, these are lands, by the way. That's the currency you use in Magic the Gathering. The stuff you pay your stuff with. Yeah. Mountain, mountain, and another mountain there. So these are basic lands. Pretty good, cool basic lands, and they are borderless, I think. No, they have borders. Okay. And then we have a command tower. It basically says what it is on the card, so I won't talk much about it. There's a land, and this land enters tapped, so that's a shame, but you got 2 choices of colors there. The same is for this, 2 choices of colors. And yeah, on and on it goes. But these are pretty cool though. Yeah, nice artwork there. Path of Ancestry. This land enters tapped. Add 1 mana of any color in your commander's color's identity. When that mana is spent to cast a creature spell that shares a creature type with your commander, scry 1. Okay. And my commander is a human mercenary soldier, which is kind of cool. And Tifa is a human monk. So they're both humans. I guess that's the creature type. Humans. So that's nice. We got land again. It's Jungle Shrine. And it's pretty cool. That young Jungle Shrine is nice to have. Evolving Wilds, really good. You sacrifice this land and search the library for a basic land card. Put it into the battlefield, tapped and shuffle. And basic land cards are basically basic lands, really. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. And the cards are jumping all over the place here because of the slippery background. It's a land and it's Ash Barrens and it's got basic land cycling. So instead of playing this, I can discard this card, search my library for a basic land card, reveal it, and put it into my hand and shuffle. So that's also pretty cool. And here we start on the artifacts. Remember, I can equip artifacts on my creatures, which is pretty cool. And this says equipped creature has non-basic land walk. It can't be blocked as long as defending player controls a non-basic land. So that's never seen that before. Actually, it's pretty cool and not too expensive to get out there either. A soul ring there, pretty nice, pretty cool artwork as well. And we got Skull Clamp there, one of the best cards in the format. Equipped creature gets +1/+1. Whenever a equipped creature dies, draw 2 cards. So, yeah, that's pretty decent, I must say. And here we have Mask of Memory. Whenever a equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, you may draw 2 cards. If you do, discard a card. Oh, that's pretty cool. And some more artifacts here. Lightning Greaves. Pretty cool artwork. I haven't seen that before. Equipped creature has haste and shroud. It can be the target for spells or abilities, and it costs 0 to equip, which is pretty cool. And here we have Hero's Heirloom. Equipped creature gets 2/1. As long as equipped creature is legendary, it has trample and haste. That's also quite cool. So, but the creature has to have legendary in the title though. And here we have Hero's Blade. Equipped creature gets 3/2. Whenever legendary creature you control enters, you may attach this equipment to it. That's nice. Yeah. And here we have Explorer's Scope. Whenever a equipped creature attacks, look at the top card of your library. If it's a land card, you may put it into the battlefield tapped. So this deck has lots of potential already, I can see. Equipped creature gets 10/10 and loses flying. Nice. Okay, so, but it costs 8 to equip them, so that's a hefty sum of money right there. And we got Arcane Signet. Pretty cool artwork there. Works for the theme. Add 1 mana of any color in your commander's color's identity. But it sort of tells me that I need to play Cloud for this, because there's Cloud in the picture. And here is another equipment. Lots of equipment in this deck. Equipped creature gets 2/2 and has trample and lifelink. That's cool. And the lifelink just gives you life, so your damage comes back as life. So if you deal 5 damage, you get 5 life. That's cool. Rampant Growth. Search your library for a basic land card, put that card into the battlefield tapped, and shuffle. And I'm looking forward to watching Command Zone for upgrading suggestions to this deck. Yeah. Nature's Lore. Search your library for a force card, put that into the battlefield, and then shuffle. Really good. Sorcery, Harmonized, draw 3 cards. Nice to see some card draw in here. Card draw is always fun. It's fun to draw cards, and it speeds up the game, which is nice. Cultivate, search your library for up to 2 basic land cards, reveal those cards, put one into the battlefield tapped, the other into your hand, and shuffle. Nice. Vandal Blast, destroy target artifact you don't control. And Overload, so I can destroy all artifacts I don't control. Really nice. Sorry about the noise in the background there. It's a plane flying through the field of justice. Furious Rise. At the beginning of your end step, if you control a creature with power 4 or greater, exile top card of your library, you may play that card until you exile another card with this enchantment. And that's cool. Here we go. Secret Rendezvous. You and target opponent each draw 3 cards. That's cool. So I'm making friends with this deck as well. Dispatch top target creature. I don't care if you control 3 or more effects, exile that creature. So that's pretty cool. And if you don't see the card, then I can move it around a bit. There you go. Okay, so here we now start with the creatures. Reach Bert Wallace, it says. Whenever Bert Wallace attacks, it deals damage equal to the number of equipped creatures you control to defending player. That's cool. So I cannot only have my commander equipped, I need to have as many of my creatures equipped as possible. It says. Zakfir enters with a +1/+1 counter on it, so then I can use my counters and do like that. Nice. So, yeah. And sacrifice Zakfir, target creature you control gains indestructible until end of turn, but Zakfir's counters on that creature and attach an equipment that was attached to Zakfir on that creature. Which is pretty cool. Nice and fun gameplay there. Here we have a land. Sun-Scorched Divide. You pay 1 and you get 2 lands, basically. Yeah. Another land there. Sunpel Grove. Sungrass Prairie. Yeah. And Spire of Industry. You add 1 generic mana for free, but you can pay 1 life and add 1 mana of any color. Activate only if you control an artifact, which I most certainly do. Slayer's Stronghold, it says, and if I can get these cards to just stay still. It's a generic land, but I can pay a mountain and a plains and tap it to target creature gets +2/+0 and gains vigilance and haste until end of turn. Looks like it's from. Looks a little bit like Fallout, actually, but it's not from Fallout, is it? It's from Final Fantasy, but it looked a little bit like Fallout. Scavenger Grounds. It's a desert, and sacrifice the desert, exile all cards, which is really nice to get rid of those pesky graveyard decks. Rug Prairie, yeah, you see on the card what it does. Yeah. And here we go, another one of those Rootbound Crags, and it's a land, and just tapped on these you control them or forest, so it's nice to throw this out if I control them out or forest, because then it does and enter tapped, yeah. Here we have a Mossfire Valley there. And we have yeah, I actually saw this card for, I think I actually saw it in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, yeah. As this land enters, you may reveal a mountain or forest card from your hand. If you don't, this land enters tapped, which is not so cool. And Furcom Snarl, as this land enters, you may reveal a mountain or plains card from your hand. If you don't, this land enters tapped. Lots of lands in this deck for some reason. I'm not sure why if I understand that, but there you go. There hasn't been that many expensive cards, except for maybe the card where you pay 8 to equip something. Okay. As this land enters, you may reveal a forest or plains card from your hand. If you don't, this land enters tapped. Fortified Village. There. Yeah. And here we have Firelit Thicket. Yeah. Welcome to Wall Market, the pleasure capital of Midgar. That's got everything for everybody. Wall Market Bank said that. Yeah. And here we have Exotic Orchard. I have never understood why these are included, because any mana of any color that a land opponent controls can produce. So, oh well, I almost always remove this from the decks, but there you go. Clifftop Retreat. The land enters tapped unless you control a mountain or plains. That's okay. Jesus, there's many lands in here. Cinderglade. Add mountain or forest. This land enters tapped unless you control 2 or more basic lands. Okay. Canopy Vista. This land enters tapped unless you control 2 or more basic lands. Yeah. These streams usually last half an hour or something, but I think I'll be longer with this one. And brushland, it says. Yeah, the sun is glaring out some of the text there. I'm sorry about that. Bounder's Enclave. Draw a card. Activate only if you control a creature with power 4 or greater, and I most certainly do with this deck, I think. Because the creature is probably not a power 4, but with the equipment attached, it certainly is. Here we have Battlefield Forge. And oh yeah, here we go. Here we start with the normal cards again. Sword of the Animist. Equipped creature gets +1/+1, and it also says whenever a equipped creature attacks, you may search your library for a basic land card, put it into the battlefield tab, then shuffle. So that is pretty cool. Inspiring Stature, it says here. It's an artifact, and non-artifact spells you cast have improvise. Okay, your artifacts can help cast those spells. Okay. Each artifact you tap after you've done activating mana abilities pays for 1. Okay. So it's a nice way to get artifacts out there quickly. Indestructible says on Darksteel Plate here. Equipped creature has indestructible. So both the artifact and the creature is now indestructible, which is nice. Conqueror's Flail. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each color among permanents you control. As long as this equipment is attached to a creature, your opponents can't cast spells during your turn. That's nice. Champion's Helm. I thought I had this already, but I probably don't. Equipped creature gets 2/2. As long as a creature is a legendary, it has hexproof, which is nice. And hexproof basically just means that it can't be a target of spells or abilities your opponents control. Yeah. Armory Automaton, it says. It's an artifact creature, and whenever this creature enters or attacks, you may attach any number of target equipment to it. So yeah, so I can just go bonkers now. It doesn't have haste though, so that's a bit of a bummer. Maybe one of my equipment has haste. Decimate, it says. Destroy target artifact, target creature, target enchantment, and target land. You can't cast this spell unless you have legal choices for all targets. Okay. Progress requires sacrifice. Learn to live with it, it says. That's nice. Okay. A creature is a human warrior this time. Whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to your players, create a treasure token. And sacrifice a treasure, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. That's cool. So that's a way to play cards quickly, I guess. This creature is not legendary, though. This isn't either. It's Hellkite Tyrant. Flying example, whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, it gain control of all artifacts that player controls. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 20 or more artifacts, you win the game. Okay. So, nice to control artifacts there. Yeah. And Chaos Warp, seen this before. Really nice design on this card. Probably the coolest design I've seen on Chaos Warp since I learned about the card. The owner of target permanent shuffles it into their library, then reveals the top card of their library. If it's a permanent card, they put it into the battlefield. So it's a bit of a bad gamble, but it's fun nonetheless. And here we got Vanquish the Horde. Okay, this spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature on the battlefield. Destroy all creatures. That's nice. Unfinished Business is a sorcery, and return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield, and return up to 2 target aura or equipment cards from your graveyard to the battlefield attached to that creature. If the auras can't enchant that creature, they remain on the graveyard. If you're gonna pick a fight with the Turks, you'd better be prepared. Better be prepared to leave in the body bag. It says, okay. Pure Steel Paladin, it says. And it's not a legendary. Whenever an equipment you control enters, you may draw a card. And Metalcraft, equipment you control have equipped 0 as long as you control 3 or more artifacts. That's nice. So this deck can be pretty fast, it seems. I believe so. Clever Concealment. And it's got Convoke as well, so my creatures can help cast a spell. Any number of target non-land permanents you control phase out. So it's a nice way to protect against board wipes, I've learned. Bronze Guardian. Many few creatures in here have actually legendary, which is a surprise, but there you go. This one has double strike and it's got ward. So that basically means that if my opponents want to remove this card, they have to pay 2 extra, including the spell's mana costs. Other artifacts you control have ward too. This creature's power is equal to the number of artifacts you control. So really, really good. It doesn't have haste and it doesn't have trample though, so that's a bit of a bummer. Bastion Protector. It's a human soldier, and commander creatures you control get +2/+2 and have indestructible, which is nice. Commander creatures. What are commander creatures? What the hell? I guess it's my commander? I've never heard that term before, so I need to look up that eventually. Let's just remove these cards and continue here. It's Yester command. I get to choose 2, destroy the artifacts. That's a bit of a bummer, since I have artifacts, so I won't do that. Destroy all enchantments, destroy all creatures with mana value 3 or less, or destroy all creatures with mana value 4 or greater. That's better, yeah. Wrecking Ball Arm, it says. A creature has base power and toughness 7/7 and can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. And if I equip this on a legendary creature, it's, yeah, it costs 3 to equip, not 7. But it is sort of a bummer. If my creature is more powerful than a 7/7, then it just becomes a 7/7, I guess. Conformer Shuriken. Equipped creature has, whenever this creature attacks, tap target creature defending player controls. If that creature has greater power than this creature, put a number of 1/1 counters on this creature equal to the difference. That's also quite cool. Yes, I was waiting for this. This is a legendary creature, so I might actually use a Fairthought instead of the commander. Let's just see what it says. It's a 7/5, I see, and it's a human avatar soldier, and Genovus cells. Whenever superior attacks, you may put a cell counter on target creature. Until the end of turn, each modified creature you control has base power and toughness 7/5. Okay, so modifications is a counter then. Sacrifice a modified creature, return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Okay. I'm a bit disappointed that Superthoth wasn't stronger than this. It's cool and all, but I wish he was even more stronger than this. It doesn't have trample, he doesn't have haste, he doesn't have anything. He has the Geneva cells thing, but Since he doesn't have haste, he comes in the battlefield with summoning sickness, so I don't get to put a cell counter on anything till turn 2. So yeah, a bit disappointing that, but there we go. Can't do anything about it. Here's another legendary creature, Red XC, Proud Warrior. Vigilance Trample. See, this one has a few things. Vigilance, he doesn't tap when he attacks, and Trample, damage goes over to the player if it exceeds the creature's toughness. Other modified creatures you control have Vigilance and Trample. Okay. Cosmo Memory. When Red XC enters, return target aura or equipment card from your graveyard to your hand. Okay. Here's another legendary creature. It's going to reach, so we can equip creatures with flying. And whenever an equipment you control enters, create a 2/2 red rebel creature token. At the beginning of combat on your turn, attach up to one target equipment you control to a target rebel you control. Oh, that's cool, I guess. Oh well. Aerith Last Ancient. Another legendary creature there. This actually reminds me a little bit of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles deck, because you've got lots of different commanders and stuff you can use. At the beginning of your end step, if you gain life this turn, return target creature from your graveyard to your hand. If you gain 7 or more life this turn, return that card to the battlefield instead. This is pretty cool. I might actually consider using this, but it's a bit less conspicuous than the other one, maybe. Summoning Materia, Artifact Equipment. You may look at the top card of your library anytime. As long as this equipment is attached to a creature, you may cast creature spells from the top of your library. That's cool. And a creature gets +2/+2 and has Vigilance and add a Forest. And it only costs 2 to equip there. Yeah. Here we have them. Lots of legendary creatures. Professor Hojo. The first ability you activate during your turn that targets a creature you control costs 2 less to activate. That's cool. And whenever one or more creatures you control become the target of an activated ability, you draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. I think that's boring. That's a limitation. I don't like it. Life Streams Blessing, yeah? Draw X cards where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. As you cast a spell, if the spell was cast from exile, you gain twice X life. And you may pay the 4-tile cost, and then the spell gets exiled, and then you get paid 2. And, yeah. All sorts of stuff going on there. Bergenhaven Wise Elder. Reach. So it can equip flying. I don't see why, since he only has 1 power though. But at the beginning of your upkeep, if you control a creature with power 7 or greater, draw a card. But he has legendaries. I can use them this as my commander. I don't think that's a good idea though. Yuffie, Materia Hunter, legendary creature, ninjutsu. Return an unblocked attacker you control your hand, put this card onto the battlefield from your hand, tapped and attacking. When Yuffie enters, gain control of target non-creature artifact for as long as you control Yuffie. Then you may attach an equipment you control to Yuffie. Real cool. Yeah. I haven't seen any bang, woohoo, really, really good cards yet, but there you go. I'm not done yet. Another legendary creature. This is an assassin, and whenever one or more creatures you control the incumbent combat damage to a player, put a +1/+1 counter on Vincent. Chaos. Whenever Vincent deals combat damage to opponent, it deals that much damage to each other opponent if, for instance, power is 7 or greater. Okay, so this one is pretty cool though. It's a game finisher for sure. Ultimate Magic Meteor. Ultimate Magic Meteor deals 7 damage to each creature. If this spell was cast from exile, for each opponent, choose an artifact or land that player controls, destroy the chosen permanents. And it's got 4 tiles, so. During your turn, you may pay 2 and exile this card from your hand face down. Cast it on a later turn for its 4 tile cost. That's nice. And here we have a Saga, I believe it is, yeah. As this Saga enters, and after your draw step, add a lore counter. Sacrifice after 3, and at 9, this creature deals 3 damage to each of up to 2 target creatures. Okay, and 2 up to 3 target creatures can block this turn, and 3, discard a card and draw 2 cards. When you discard a card this way, this creature deals damage equal to that card's mana value to each opponent. Oh. This is cool. And it's got trample and haste, so I can use it instantly. There we have another legendary creature. It's an artifact creature though. Lucky slots at the beginning of combat. On your turn, scry 1, then exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. When you exile a card this way, target creature you control gets X -0 until the end of turn, where X is that card's mana value. Okay, that's cool. Yeah. It's actually a pretty cool commander. Cat Moogle. It's a bit less straightforward than a face commander, but I still think it's cool. Avalanche of Sector. Hold on. At the beginning of combat on your turn, scry 1, then exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn, okay? When you exile a card this way, target creature control gets... Oh, yeah, it's pretty cool, actually. Avalanche of Sector 7. Another legendary creature. Menace. Avalanche of Sector 7's power is equal to the number of artifacts your opponents control. Whenever an opponent activates an ability of an artifact they control, Avalanche of Sector 7 deals 1 damage to that player. Yeah. Ultimate Magic Holy. Permanents you control gain indestructible until end turn. If this spell was cast from exile, prevent all damage that would be dealt to you this turn. Yeah, it's got this fertile thing. That's pretty cool. Soldier, military program. At the beginning of combat on your turn, choose 1. If you control the commander, you may choose both instead. Create a +1/+1 white soldier creature token and put a 1/1 counter on each of up to 2 soldiers you control, which is really nice. Heli Trooper, flying. When this creature attacks, another targeting attacking. Hold on. Whenever this creature attacks, another target attacking creature gains flying until end of turn. Equip abilities to activate and target this creature costs 2 less to activate. That's nice. Another legendary creature there. Helldagger Shinra Executive. At the beginning of your combat on your turn, target creature you control gets X-0 until end of turn, where X is the number of soldiers you control. At the beginning of your end step, create a number of 1-1 white soldier creature tokens equal to the number of opponents who control more other creatures than you. Yeah, so lots of stuff I can do with this deck, actually. Elena, Turk Recruit. When Elena enters, return target non-assassin historic card from your graveyard to your hand. Artifacts, legendaries, and sagas are historic. Whenever you cast a historic spell, put a +1/+1 counter on Elena. Okay. Yeah. And here we have it, Cloud's Limit Break. Instant. Tiered, it says. Choose one at additional cost. Cross/destroy target tapped creature. Blade Beam. Destroy any number of target tapped creatures with different controllers. And destroy all tapped creatures. Okay. And last but not least, we have Sid, Free Flyer Pilot, equipped. And vehicle spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Jump during your turn, Sid has flying. Return target equipment or vehicle card from your graveyard to your hand. Yeah. Lots of stuff I can do with this deck, it seems. Oh yeah, we got a token for Forchel, which is nice. Because many of the cards in here are Forchel, so it's nice to see that there's a token for that. And we got a treasure token. We got the same thing here. Rebel and Soldier. Rebel. Soldier. Rebel and Soldier once again. And we got 5 more of these exact same cards. Yeah. Time to open this. Thank you for watching this long. This is your reward for watching this long. So that means you get to see me open these booster sample packs, it's called. It says that right on the tin there. Yeah. Almost fell to the floor there. Okay. There's more where that came from. Ah, that's nice. Another soldier military program. That's cool. Is it a foil? No, it's not a foil. Okay, so I've got 2 of them now. So I can put this in another deck if I so wish. And that's okay. And Interceptor, Shadow's Hand. I believe this deck is not Swamp, no? So, but it's cool to have for another deck. And it says Dog, Legendary Creature. So I can use this as a commander if I want. Assassins you control have menace, and this creature has menace as well. Whenever you attack with 1 or more legendary creatures, you may pay 1 black mana and 2 generic, and if you do, return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped and attacking. Okay. Right. If you do, return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped and attacking. Okay. So if I ever want to make a assassin deck, then this is it, I guess. So there you go. That's the whole deck reveal here. You've seen it hopefully before, but if you have been in the cave for the last few years, then yeah, you're welcome. Thank you very much for watching. Please consider becoming a member. It really helps the channel out, and it lets me do more of this stuff and buy more Magic the Commander decks and open them for you and comment on them and stuff and jizzle jazzle. Yeah. Thank you very much to Samwell and Big Boss for being members of this channel. I really appreciate you both. And other than that, have yourself a really nice day for the rest of the day. Take care. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.